Damn. I'm so sorry, my internet disconnected completely. That's fucked. I don't know how long that was. I didn't see that. Okay. Yeah, inconsistent missing override. I know. Oh, which function call for submit. Called from render.cpp. No, actually, that's not going to be ugly. That's not going to be ugly because this is going to be const. I'm done. I'm done with this shit. I am done with this shit. Const override. Hold on. I'll be right back. Right, right down here we have a problem because we are not. Oh, what is this? Why is this complaining? What the fuck? Oh, I think it's just because it's confused about what I want. Yeah. Then again, these are const. I mean, it didn't really make a difference. Did it? No, it really didn't make a difference. Now this is gonna be ugly. Oh, required from here. I love when it just says required from here. It's like, yeah, amazing. Thank you. Like, that's exactly what I needed. What's the line? 1100. Fuck off. Oh, that worked. We have a working movement. Look at that. It's moving. I know that nobody's here to watch it, but where is it? Okay. That's a highlight. Okay, so we have movement on the screen, finally. Fucking hell. Oh, that is really neat. Okay, I'm so glad. We need to get rid of this spam at main CPP 19, hold on. Main CPP. Hope the music's loud enough. It is. I think it is, anyways. Right, main line 15. That's not it. That was right here. 19. Let's get rid of that. And right, so the next thing is going to be to have it respond to wait, why did that not like it? Oh, I accidentally did something in here, didn't I? Why is it so fucky? Wait, why is it thinking that that's the actual path? Because that's definitely not the path. Oh no. That works, it's just confused, isn't it? What the fuck is happening? What the fuck is happening? What did I change? I literally did not change a thing in there. It just worked. Oh god, please. Please. Am I having a problem with a string class again? Reason unable to open file. Yeah, no shit, but why? Oh. Is this a string view and it's going out of scope? It shouldn't go out of scope, we're not multi-threading or anything. It shouldn't go out of scope ever, actually. Like, not here anyways. Is not terminated. Okay, let's look in core, SFML, SML texture, CPP, that's where that failed. Line 9, failed condition RC. Right here, so the loading failed. That takes a const path, which is takes a string view. That might actually be it. Let's just give it a string instead, and like we don't have to worry about it because that's just annoying. I don't know if that has to do with it. Like maybe we just something changed with the lifetime of it. Yeah. Maybe so far we were just lucky and there were zeros in there. Anyways, next thing's gonna be we need a camera, we need movement, we need collision, we need physics. That's a whole lot of work, and that's also way too many FPS for me. Right, one thing I need to check is log grind, because when we exit it, it takes forever. Yeah, see we have a 6 seg-v. If you get a real good segmentation fault there at the end. And that's really not good. And it is because we're trying to access a texture that isn't there anymore. Because we have a ref pointer to a texture. And we need to need the documentation on that one. Because hold on. What is it called? Texture. Because there's something going on with the lifetime of this object and it being destroyed and whatever. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I know that that's a destructor, but right. Two. I don't understand. Sorry, I really don't understand. Like, what the fuck's happening? Wait, we're using gigabytes? Hold on. How many gigabytes are we using? We're not using gigabytes. What is it talking about? Why are we allocating so much? Who's allocating? Well, am I really allocating that much? Oh no. See that right there? That doesn't look right. Is it just Valgrind? That might just be Valgrind. Fuck me if it's not. That was only Valgrind. Why are we growing in memory? Nothing is happening. Hold on. You have to log it. You have to log a whole lot. I hope that we... So we get memory after we get... Right. Let's quickly... Who gives a shit? I'm just gonna do it like this. Ref pointer is going to taste so f print f. It's gonna say, and actually we can just use printf here. Ref footer create it. Could use put s. But I want to add something later, I think. So right. So why would we ever grow in memory? Where is the sec fault? I'm so lost. GDB bin dungeon engine. What's it? What is it doing? What? Do we not close the window? Is that it? Do you even have a destructor? Yikes. Fuck. Why is it doing that? So much. Get so many invalid reads and shit. But that's not the problem, is it? We just want... I mean, this goes on for pages and pages and pages, but the sec fault is right here. We have a null pointer. Stack Overflow? I doubt it. I very much doubt that this is a Stack Overflow. Honestly, like I really doubt it, because it's definitely not a Stack Overflow. Come on. There's no way, right? So SF texture is in ref pointer, so I know exactly where this happens, right? This happens in the backend. Right? But in the SFL backend right here, it happens right about. Actually, hold on. Are we trying to draw? Hold on. Now the thing is, GDB doesn't catch that, right? GDB doesn't catch that, and that, so I can't really figure out where it is, right? So maybe we'll use a different debugger like QCreators. I mean, it uses GDB as well, but maybe it knows something I don't about it. I don't know. It's possible. It's very much possible. Oh, Herman VC, thank you so much for following. I did not even see that. I'm sorry. I have it open on my phone, the following thing, but I just reloaded it, so I didn't see that. I'm so sorry. Yeah, thank you so much for following. That way you don't miss anything. That's amazing. Right, so we're currently trying to debug this. So let's debug external application. It's kind of important that we have exactly this working directory, otherwise it just dies. We just run it. That should be fine. Then if we kill it, it should take fault. It doesn't though. We're in render window close. So what, can I not step here? We can't. Can we step in? Nothing. Why does it do that? What does close do? What does render window close do? Because I'm pretty sure that's not supposed to happen, right? Like, I'm not retarded, right? I know that this is not supposed to happen. You can, this can all go away, but render window close. Are we keeping something alive that is not supposed to have some, I don't know. It's very weird because it should just freeze all the resources attached to it. I'm pretty sure that's it. Now, if we debug it though, we can see that it, if we interrupt it, we see that it loads, that it waits on some lock, on some mutex lock. Now, what does it mean, right? What does it mean to wait on a mutex lock? It basically just means that we're waiting for a long time here. That's pretty much just it, right? So window-based close is what we're hanging in. Window implementation X11, which is X11's window. which is hanging. So, how can we get rid of that? If we don't close it manually, right? Wait, do we close it Wait, are we closing it multiple times? Hold on. Oh, we might be closing it multiple times. Or, hold on. Yeah, we might be closing it multiple times. So close window exists, right? Which in core application should probably be called actually. Let's go here. Yeah, we definitely should call this with window the close window. Not that it would make a big difference, it's just... Oh, at least now we get a fucking zigzag V. Right, that's good, okay. Zigzag V is better than not getting anything. I was about to say, I bet it's trying to draw where it can't. Like, I bet it's trying to draw on something that doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. No, what is it doing? What is it doing? Exit, create, it deletes the on pointer, which deletes the window, which... Wait, does the window... Oh no. Does the window close anything? There's something fucky going on here. There's somewhere where we're calling that, and I don't know where we're calling that. Maybe the renderer. It doesn't even have a destructor. That is, well, nothing that we defined, so... So the backend is getting destroyed, which calls for ref pointer to be destroyed, which... Wait. Which tries to yeah, it tries to destroy the texture. And it fails there because it can't. Because it's already freed. But that doesn't make any sense. We can... Well, double frees are an issue, I guess. Does it not clean up? Like, does it not set itself to null pointer or something? That's odd. I don't feel like that's right because, you know, so we need a ref pointer to the texture, and I can show that to you guys why we need a ref pointer to the texture here instead of just taking the sprite. Well, you know, you would think the sprite just holds the texture, but it doesn't, right? So SFML sprite doesn't hold the texture, so you have to kind of store it, right? Which becomes an issue because we need to free it too, and you know, right, exactly. Never write a function that uses the localized of texture instance for creating a sprite. At this point, it would probably be easier just to write the whole thing in OpenGL because we're getting so much bullshit from the SFML thing that I think writing an OpenGL backend is probably way easier to do because it's giving us a lot of shit right now, and it's really not nice, you know. There's no real point to this. Yeah, so fuck. Right. I don't know if it's clear what's the problem right now, but the problem is that we cannot. Okay, so we're crashing, right? But we're crashing at the end of the application. So technically we don't care, right? But sec faulting is never good, right? It's a sign of bad design, probably in this case more than anything. So shared pointer destructor causes sec fault. Shared pointer detour causes sec fault because I'm not sure why it's happening. And there it is. It's a known problem, isn't it? Yeah, double free. The thing is that I think that the window is getting destroyed, and as it says in the documentation of the window itself, which I'm not sure if you saw, if you were here when I said that, so let's quickly have a look in here. So the window destructor frees all resources attached to it. So I'm gonna guess, right? I'm gonna just take a wild guess that once the window is destroyed, we can't actually access or free any of the resources attached to it, which means that us managing them is retarded. Now, like it just tech faults, right? So let's see. In here, right? If right here, okay, so let's see where the actual window exists. The actual window exists in here, which is an own pointer. Now that gets destroyed at the end of the destructor, right? When the destructor hits, then the own pointer gets destroyed, as far as I know, right? So what happens is that all the resources get destroyed with it. So what we might want to do is we might want to just run through the sprites and just set the ref pointer to null and see if that does anything. And that's not a solution, but that's a way for me to figure out if that's something we want to do, right? So for auto reference pair and what is it? Sprites. Pair second textures null pointer. Right. Let's see if that works because null calls it to not free. I think. I'm not sure. Let's see if that does anything. Now, no, we still sec v. Zigzag v very much actually. And if we look at the backtrace, it's still the texture destructor. So, right. The issue we're facing is that I want to keep it a ref pointer, the texture in a ref pointer. I don't have to, but it's the only way to really keep it alive. Because if I don't, right, we had this before. I mean, this was a problem for the longest time that I didn't realize this was that if we just hold the pointer, actually, let's just see what happens if we just hold the pointer as a texture, right? What ends up happening is right down here in submit. First of all, we need to do raw or get. I think it's get, right? Right, because this is an auto thing, whatever. Now casting this to an SF textures, not sure if that's a good idea, because I mean, in the end, it's not really correct like this either, because if we change the texture, nothing changes, right? So we might want to just change the sprite render component to not create a sprite and instead just create a vertex array, and that's it, because this whole sprite thing is not working out for us at all. So we still have our V arrays with a vertex array and a texture pointer, which I think is working fine, right? Not actually sure if that still works. Right, no, it's getting called right here. Let's just comment this out for now and see if we can instead rewrite this to use, just rewrite submit in order to use vertex arrays, because in the end we need the texture too. Actually, that also doesn't make much sense. We need to just do this. So the sprites, instead of holding, well, the sprite render info is going to be as a vertex array. Array. And then this is going to be a texture pointer. Now, does it make sense? Who knows, right? Let's look at the core. It returns a... I don't know what it returns. Can't tell. I cannot tell what we're calling here. What are we calling, actually? Where are we getting this texture from? From the material, yeah, so... The way this is supposed to work is that we take a material instead of a texture here. So ref butter, maybe material. That, and then sorry about that. Music, if you didn't like that, I just changed it. Right, sprite render info now takes via random material. Yikes. Yikes, boys, yikes. Gonna keep this around, just in case, right? Just in case for later. The GUID return is stuff. What you want to do. Right, so sprites insert or sign the sprite render components GUID and then an SFL sprite render info. Something, let's just call it info. Right, and now we create the info. So SML sprite render info. Let's initialize it with some funkiness. How about some funky normal stuff? We need the transform, which is sprite render component entity. Actually, transform. Then we need this sprite render component sprite rectangle position. Then we need the X-Man. Yeah, X-Man. Kinda complicated. Right, anyways, this is enough for now. Let's see, we need a vertex array random material. Now, we need to create that vertex array, obviously. We can't just magically have one, so let's create it. So this is going to be an SF vertex array, which is going to be primitive type quads, because, which is not quite right, we don't actually want to use quads ever, but yeah, and for vertices, obviously, because we only want one quad. And I know, vertex arrays are a complete overkill to do this. Well, having a vertex array for each object is a little bit overkill, but I know for a fact that this is not that performance heavy, right? And we don't care about performance at the moment. We just want to get something on the screen. As I said, gonna rewrite this entire thing in OpenGL in a bit. So, 0 is gonna be sprite render comp dot entity dot transform dot position. It's going to be 2 SF2 vector 2F spread. Right, so that basically does that, and then we need to actually make it an SF vertex. And yeah, this is scanning X, but we're not even calling this each frame, we're just calling these once, so we don't really care that much. Does it want a fucking pointer? What does it want? God damn it. What does it want? SF render states then. What the fuck? No, it's not a functional slot. It's not a fucking cast, you dumb bitch. What the fuck is happening? I swear to God, this is not fucking easy to do. I hate it. God damn it, just give me a goddamn render states. Come on. And I bet you there's a text. Yep, there is. It needs a pointer though. Who would have thought? Fuck off. Yikes, dude. Oh, for fuck's sake. Temporary object. Oh, for fuck's sake. Just, yeah, right. Fuck that. I just can't be bothered. Come on. Just give me the thing. Can't be that difficult, right? There. It's not a temporary object anymore. Welcome, Big Yoda, by the way. Welcome to the stream. This is so scuffed. This is so scuffed. You don't understand how scuffed this is. Fuck me. That's. If this works, I'm gonna shit myself. Multiple ways. Kinky, right? Yep. Sig fault. Illegal instruction. Right. This is my cue to go. It's illegal instruction. I love when. Fucking hell. I love when I just get a legal instruction. It's just too good. Yeah, it's just you know, this flow is absolutely flawless. Oh my god. Line 12. What does it want from me? What does it want from me? Alright, so the problem is, which is obvious to you if you have actually any fucking clue what you're doing in comparison to me, is that... Does it keep this around? Is fucking text... Is it like... Is there a way to just like... Look at it if it exists? Like... It's definitely gonna be valid, so that's not it. Oh, for fuck's sake, what does this give me? Bruh. Bruh. Am I retarded? I'm sorry, am I retarded? What the fuck? Why do I have this? Why does it... Of course it doesn't work. What we want is actually texture as SFML. Texture. Yes, that's ugly. Yes, I'm proud of it. I'm actually not at all. Now SF texture, right? No. How does it already give me a pointer? It gives me a ref pointer. Oh, great. Of course. Yeah, what else would it be? Of course it's a ref pointer. Just the interface is even more confusing. Fucking hell. I'm so mad at myself for this. Why did I do this to myself? A blank screen! Yes, boys! Also creating ref pointers every single frame. Real efficient. Real efficient. Yikes. What else is new? I wanna die. That's pretty new actually. It's like hasn't been there 5 minutes ago and I didn't know this existed. Render window draw draws it, which complete fucking kills it, apparently. So the texture doesn't matter, I guess, yeah? So, I guess the texture doesn't exist, or does it not matter, or what's the deal here? Is it not kept alive? Is that the problem? Because I definitely see that being a problem. See, this is exactly why this is exactly why we need a real good and proper fucking OpenGL thing. Because I can't be doing this the entire time. This is really ridiculous. SFML is such a bad interface. It's just so bad. It's just... Yikes. Maybe I don't understand it, but I'm pretty sure it's just bad. Help. I'm dying. Please help. Also, thanks for the follow, Big Yoda. I don't know why it doesn't show up on my fucking phone, where I have my thing open. Thank you very much for the follow. Let me just real quick. There we see. There, now I can actually see it. Right, thank you. Oh, oops. So I just had on, I just literally just had this working so well. Yes, yeah, probably, I don't know. Maybe it is that. So the thing is, like, I had this working a minute ago, and it's infuriating that it's not working anymore because there is no reason for it not to work at this time. Extrude texture. As SFML texture. Could this be any more fucking confusing? What am I? Where am I? What the heck is happening? Stop. Stop. We want this .sf texture. It's the longest line of fucking code I've written in a long time now. Yeah, it's even splitting. Look how it's splitting that over multiple lines, because it's like, this shit boring. This shit dumb. Stop, stop. Stop doing this. Stop. Right there. Alright, so, that should do it, and then over here, guess what? We have to change it all again. I'm so happy. It's gonna be pairs second. Can I figure out what it is? It can. Amazing. The only thing I want is, I just want some shit on the screen. Come on. Nothing. Dead. Nothing. Fuck's sake, guys. Come on. I should stop using Vim for now. It's just not working for me. It's a position, right? I think it is, because we're using the entity transfer position, then we have offset from that. No, it's not right. It's not right because vector top left zap plus sprite render comp dot, where is it? Sprite rectangle position. This is the top left, and then this is top left plus vector W is going to be sprite render comp, sprite size, rectangle size. Let's just call it WH. That way I don't have to do anything with it. Then it's just top left plus vec2, which is WHX 0. Done the same here. That might have also played a big role in this entire thing not working, is that it was literally probably off the screen. This is just WH. And this is the... Wait, no, this is just literally that. We're just gonna get optimized away. Then this is vec2 of WHX 0, and then this is just WH. Yeah, maybe that should have, maybe that would be smart. I don't know. I'm not an expert, but that seems like an awfully obvious problem that should need fixing. Also, these are all array 0. That just happened though, that wasn't there before, the way it was. I doubt this will work though. Oh, great. Boys, we got a white triangle, white right rectangle. When before did we have a white rectangle? I think, like 2 streams ago. So like what, 15 hours ago or so of actual full-time work. No, I had a textured moving triangle before. A rectangle, a textured moving rectangle. It had everything. I don't know why I changed that actually. Something was wrong with it. I don't know. But I mean, this is almost there, right? This is almost there. We need to actually. I know why. We need to grab it a ref pointer, and boom, we're back to where we were before. We are definitely back to where we were before, because now it's fucked again. It's all scuffed again, hopefully. Probably, not hopefully. It's definitely scuffed again. Well, that's the right color. But, that really doesn't look like... how do I say this? It's fucky, yeah? It's real fucky. It's real fucky. So, just grab some random test texture. Where is my goddamn... There. Yeah, exactly. Scuffs for everyone. Fucking hell. Let's just get some sort of rainbow texture going on so that we can see like exactly how much it's stretched and fucked. This looks nice. Let's use that. That has a bunch of geometry on it. It doesn't really matter, I just need something. Let's not go into my folders here. Yikes. Res, textures. Oh, for fuck's sake. Save image as. Oh my god, really do I have to go all the way back? Sexy.jpg. Yummy. Where is it? Home, source, Dungeon Engine. This operating system is Arch Linux. How does that shit work? NeoFetch. There we go. That's what it is. This is what that is. window's gone. There we go. It is fancy. It's real neat. I like it a lot. I mean, it's the best operating system I've ever had, so way better than Windows in every way for me, at least. Right, so right now I wanted to save that thing. We're gonna save it to res textures. It's JPEG. I hope that's okay. Alright, now in main, let's CPP, we go there, rainbow. It's JPEG actually. I hope that's still alright. I think I didn't write that bullshit myself. Yeah, see, it's not right. It's not right at all. It's because the texture coordinates aren't right. I bet the texture coordinates aren't right. And 6xv as well. So we're back to exactly the problem we had before. There's absolutely no difference. And I don't think there's a way to actually do this without having a sec fault at the end. Oh, hell yeah. Welcome Edelweiss 2. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for following. This is scuffed. I'm gonna do it in OpenGL. Yeah, fuck it. Fuck it. This is so bad. I'm gonna have to do it in OpenGL. I'm gonna make a renderer outside of the screen of the stream though. I'm gonna make a renderer that I can just basically plug in and use because it's just not nice. Actually, I have a little 3D renderer project going. Somewhere here is a cube. Well, it's not a proper cube. It's not properly textured or anything, but it is a cube. It's a 3D engine. With like nothing in it yet. It's still to come, but I mean, I have some experience with OpenGL. This is my only experience though. But I mean, I can definitely make a 2D engine in it. So that's what I'm gonna do probably. By the way, the entire project can be found on GitHub. You can check it out if you want. It's quite neat. All the sources are here. So what do we have right now? We have this. There's nothing good about that. There really is not anything good about this. What's the latest? What's the latest commit that worked? It is sprite rendering with textures. I wonder what we changed after that. What did I change after that? Because that didn't use to crash, right? We added a timer. We added a shutdown hint. Bunch of random shit. We didn't really change much. The thing is just that for some reason it just stopped working. Right, okay, let's change it back to what it was before because I don't know what's happening. I think it's texture coordinates, but see the thing is, right? I could spend hours trying to fix this shit again, and like it's still sec faults, you know. Like it's like I don't know if you noticed, but it's not easy to notice for sure. But let me just. So yeah, it smells cool if you're you know, doing a tiny hobby project that only needs like where you're going to just bind yourself to SFML and want absolutely no abstraction above it. So we can see, you know, it works. I mean, it's supposed to be moving right now and whatnot, but at least it draws, right? But then again, we have to move it, we have to do all sorts of shit, and that's just not working. And when I close it, we segfault. So there's so much wrong with this. I'm just gonna get rid of it again. We are not doing that, and we're going back to the other thing. It uses this. And this uses a SF sprite. I'll show you that in a second. Give me a minute. I quickly want to do this, get this back to the thing that kind of worked, so that hold on, give me a second. Well, the texture's still there, but now at least removing. That's way more important than textures. Right. We're still segfaulting too. Alright. This right here is a macro. Where is it? Give me here, for example. Right there, I just put in not impl, which stands for not implemented, right? Or whatever, and it's just a macro that prints that. And all it means is that there's something missing here, because we reach a point where we should do something, but we're not doing something. In this case, there's events that we're not catching, right? If I run this again, only a few pop up, but if I like start moving my mouse inside and out of the window, it starts popping events that I'm not handling. Because I don't care about the events, but this is just so I can figure that out. And if I start pressing buttons, then some buttons are actually handled properly, like B. But there's a lot of shit going on here, so yeah, so we got a lot of debug output. The not impl is really just some bullshit that is supposed to tell me when something isn't working. And this is just, I mean, we don't really need this, but just in case we're expecting something, that isn't happening, it's gonna tell us, hey, you're doing something that is doing something in the code, but not anything important. It's not anything meaningful. It's just calling not impl. But yeah. I wrote a whole bunch of those things, like assert as well. Assert is a really neat thing, which looks really nice. If I can just quickly show that. Hold on. Let's just put an assert false in here, and that will look really neat. There you go. That's an assertion here, which looks way better than the normal one, the usual one. And it aborts and whatever, it tells me where, what, and yeah, it tells me it's in virtual void SML backend clear, which is where that actually was. If we look back at it right here, which is virtual void. Fuck knows where it is. Anyways, I have a few more, I think. I have, yeah, in build in release mode, it will not crash. It will just scream and say, "Oh, let's hope it doesn't crash," right? There's more. There's way more. Think, where is it? Is it not in here? Might not have it in here. Yeah, it's not in here. Yeah, it's in here in core.h. I have a whole bunch more. I have a fatal error if. I have an assert here as well, it's the same thing. Then I have this whole thing which prints a batch of memory as like whatever. It's boring, but yeah. How far am I? Well, you saw how far I am. I'm about 4,000 lines of code into it, I guess. That's how far I am. And all those 4,000 lines of code are working pretty well. There's really nothing wrong with them. The only thing that's not working is like one little bit, which is the rendering right now. All the other systems are working flawlessly. I mean, You can see there's actually I want to kind of quickly fix that in memory.h. Right here, we're printfing, we don't need that. Right here as well. Right, so yeah, we have a whole bunch of structure. Actually, what is it called? Source tree? Source trail? Source trail is what it's called, yeah? I think so. I mean, if it's gonna start, you never know. You never know if it's gonna start or not. Let me show you real quick. Source trail is neat because we can look at the structure of a project. And we can reparse it, please. Yes. Oh, that's a lot actually. Yikes. That's gonna take a second. Oh, fatal errors, I love it. Right, so source trail is nice because it shows you your sources in a really neat way, like in a graphical way, which is nice. It's nice for explaining, right? If I just go around for you guys and just fucking let's push that to the side for now. You know, I go in and start explaining, like, you know, what application is and how this works and whatever. It's like it's not easy to see what I'm talking about unless you're really used to reading and writing C++ code, and which is fair, you know. Nobody is, but well, not nobody is, but like most people that just watch streams, I guess, would probably not be familiar with C++ in a way that they just go, okay, look at this, and you know, I just go look at this, and they just go, oh, of course, I know what you're talking about, like, because it is an unintuitive language, in my opinion. I don't really like how unintuitive it is. I took so long to get into it that I feel like it's perfectly valid if you think it's fucking ugly, which it is. I mean, what the fuck is static cost? You know what I mean? Anyways, so right, let's go to the end here. Yeah, I mean, I'm using it because it's absolutely superior in my opinion, but it has a lot of downsides. But those downsides are heavily outweighed by the upsides for me. But it's just me. Right. So classes. Dude, what is this? Did I write this? I think I did. Yeah, I did. Wow. Okay. So a few of these are not mine, right? But these are all the classes in my project. Can I get rid of this? Please. Right, so basically the application starts in main, right? So let's look at main. So main, where's main? Oh, there's a lot of mains here. What the fuck? It's this one. Right, so all main does is just it instantiates an application. It by calling the, because application is a singleton, so right, and then we run that application. So running that application starts an infinite loop, right? If we look at the code real quick. Here's our infinite loop. Well, it's a finite loop, but it's like it's very much not infinite. It's not finite by any visible means. It's like the user has to interact to kill it, right? So you have a while loop here, and it will literally just instantiate a clock, a window, you know, all that good stuff, and run through it and update it, and update draw, you know, that's basically the two things it calls in the window. Update and draw. So update will wait. Update does nothing, does it? No, it does. It calls backend update, which is this right here is mBackend, which is a backend, which is update gets called on that one, which is implemented in SFML backend right here, which calls, I don't know, it doesn't show me what it calls here, but basically it just does some updates in there, but that's pretty boring, right? So let's go back to here. Application run also calls draw, which is the important part, which then calls draw in the renderer, which then calls draw in the backend. And that calls draw in the SML backend, which then basically just draws our stuff on the screen. So that's pretty much how that works. There's a bunch of classes, they all kind of interact somehow, right? Let's see, what do we have here? Let's go back to the overview. Classes, right. Here we go, this is the view I wanted actually. So there's a bunch of shit here. Mostly the application has a window. Well, it doesn't have anything. It knows of a window, right? Everybody knows of the window, the application, the renderer. Those are three. Actually, renderer, is that true? I don't actually remember. Renderer. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yes. Actually, yes. Everybody knows about the renderer, the application, the window. They're singleton, so they can be accessed from anywhere just by including the header, which is great. Was a necessity after trying to do it with globals, and yikes, it gets really ugly. So yeah, so that exists, right? And then they call each other. So the application is the thing that actually is like the top layer. Then it updates all the others. That's how it works. The back end of which is just an abstract interface that is supposed to be, you know, abstracting away stuff like the SFML backend, because I don't want to use SFML, right? I just want to have it right now because it's easy to use, but later I don't actually want to use it, right? For like the final game, because that's disgusting. It's kind of slow. You can't really do shaders with it unless you want to go OpenGL 1.1 shaders, which is yikes. So I'll just write it myself, just OpenGL probably. I was thinking Vulkan, but oh yikes, I'm not gonna put millions of hours into this, so probably just OpenGL. OpenGL 4.5 or something like that. Just use that and, you know, GLFW, glue, all that good stuff. Stuff it all together. Not really, no. Not really. I mean, you can try to write shaders with it. It's very unintuitive. There's no tutorials for it. I know how to write some shaders, but nobody was able to help me as well. Like I looked and I asked in a lot of forums, like, how the fuck do you write shaders for this pitch? And like you know, even if you ask GLSL, like people that use that every day, they're still like, what the fuck, you know, that's such an old version. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm saying. You can use modern shaders, but there's no documentation of how to. So absolutely zero. So I'm pretty sure that, let me mute this bitch. Right, if we look at SFML shaders, and you can do everything with old shaders, right? You can do everything you want. It's just extremely cumbersome, and there's no resources to learn it, because unless you go into the fucking library and buy a book for it, because it's so old. No, I mean, SFML is great, but it's just not scale. It doesn't scale for me. Also, it doesn't allow you to make some sort of abstract interface above it. It's not an API, right? It's not an API. It's a proper library, so it has a design. If you don't want to follow the design, you're fucked. Right? Yeah, I mean, you don't need them for normal stuff, but if you want to I mean, okay. This is the previous version of this game, and it used SFML only, right? And it was completely bound to it. I tried to do shaders, as you can see. There's a very simple shader here that just basically is just like a vignette shader on the player, not on the camera. So that's an issue, right? Doing something like this it's difficult because if you look at the, where is it? Where's the? Sorry, am I retarded? Oh, I think there's more here. Right, res, shaders, and then we have fragment shaders, right? So that's how they look, right? So you can't use in, like you can't use the in and out keywords like the way you're used to, because the version I got to work is version 1.10, which is so old. So yeah, no thank you. Not using this FML for this, like not long term. Short term, yes, because it's easy to set up, but as I said, it doesn't scale. It's good for like demonstrations, prototypes, small things, which is fair because doing OpenGL for that is ridiculous, but I just noticed that I can't do that. I'm noticing more and more why people are not using SML for big games, because it's not feasible. It's so cumbersome. And yeah. Let's see here. Been streaming for what, 2 hours now? Oh, 1 hour, 1 hour 20. Okay, I think I'm gonna I might end the stream soon, because I'm getting burnt out and I don't know what to do. I have to just rewrite the renderer. Don't want to do that right now. I don't have that much time. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to follow in order to not miss the next stream, because I don't know when it's going to be. And you don't know either, so you might as well follow and figure it out once it happens. Thank you very much for watching. And it was very fun. Very much fun to have you here today. You know, thanks again to Edelweiss, Big Yoda, Herman VC for following, to you two for being here, and have a absolutely wonderful day.